which is good. Hangover logo is on. Should have been on. There it goes. Boom. Go hit end stream. Live. This should be muted, right?
Yes, because you don't want to hear yourself talk.
Okay.
And then it comes
and
out
this should pop on
as an
there
echo.
It goes. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as far as I know, and are you concur? Are we going live? Confirm that while I go relieve myself of the earlier
okay.
from earlier festivities.
All right, hold on. I'm just checking to see if it'll come up on my phone. Yay, we're all here, says Lois. Eric says something. David says, hey, it works. Cool, so can you guys hear us and see? Well, can you hear me and see me okay? Grimm is taking a little break. He had to go to the little apes room. We hear you fine. Awesome. Can you see us okay? Hi, Gary. Hi, Eric. Hi, virtual Vicky. Hi, Rick. Hi, guys. Let us know that you can see us. It looks like I'm broadcasting on there. Says yes, working fine, loud and clear. Yay! Finally, we got it going. Yeah, so last week was pretty much a wash with the YouTube. It took a while to get things going. Grimm was trying to get it figured out. So we're trying to get the hang of everything, get into the swing of things. Because YouTube and Facebook have completely different streaming settings, different things you have to press, different things you have to copy and paste. Hi, Punch. Anthony says, first-time viewers loving the show. Thank you, Anthony. So this is part of our Mummy a Monkey persona, but we have another playlist on our YouTube channel called Monster Hustle, and that's more behind the scenes. And it talks about reselling reselling stuff online.
Right.
But we're here now. It's our hairy, scary hangover.
Woo! Oh boy.
Our after party. We just did a live stream on Facebook, so if you're new to watching us on YouTube and Facebook, you can check out both channels and both pages, and it's a lot of fun.
That's right.
We host Cheesy B Movies. The movie we aired tonight was Satan's School for Girls. It was a 1970s made-for-TV movie.
That's right, and we gave away some dick tonight.
We did. And I'm just trying to check all the comments.
That is, we gave away a package of Dick Goddard memorabilia stuff. That's right.
Dick Goddard
Just
stuff.
to keep things, keep things straight up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to find our live stream on my phone.
Okay. Good luck with that.
Because all the comments are going by and I can't see.
Can you see that right there?
I just
or is it
see
too
them.
Fast?
I see them a little bit. Okay.
We got to work that technical thing out because it's.
I'm eating Jello, says Eric.
Ooh, Jello.
Ooh, Jello.
I'm jelly that you're eating Jello.
There's always room for Jello.
Ah. They call me Mellow Jello.
Vicky says, I love TV movies from the 70s. They're cheesy fun.
You know what? Speaking of that, I am really wanting to try to find, either through the library or order them on Amazon, old episodes or seasons of Love Boat and Fantasy Island. You know, they're remaking the Fantasy Island. They're doing a movie on Fantasy Island.
Are they really?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. But I long for. I mean, it's not until I crack open to one of our old TV guides that we have laying around here from the 70s and 80s that I get super nostalgic for those nights, you know? Because the programming, you took it for granted, then you're like, oh, this stuff's on, that stuff's on. You liked it, but I really, really would love to see some of that stuff now. Crypt
Kitty fan Jenny Delaney is here.
There
we go, much better. Okay, cool. People are saying they can see us, hear us good.
The cool thing, the word dick gets flagged on here. That's kind of funny.
Oh, it's Richard.
Yeah. Richard
Dick Goddard.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, but I'm saying, but people are asking about trying to be cute and funny like we are, and they're getting...
Well, click show.
Okay,
you can use your mouse and click show.
I know that, but I'm just saying, that I know.
And then No, it's okay, and then you just go back to the other screen.
The feet, yeah. I thought that was the same screen.
No, it's two different screens.
It looks almost the same.
Yeah,
All right, So anyway, but the cool thing about Fantasy Island and Love Boat, it was one of these vehicles, these show vehicles that they would have to bring on old, and current celebrities of the time from different shows and stuff like that. Actually, Cab Calloway, believe it or not, was on an episode.
I love Cab Calloway.
It's weird. Yes, I'd love to see those.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'd love to see those little shows.
Well, and for people that aren't familiar with Dick Goddard, so we did a prize giveaway where we were giving away some like papers, ephemera, TV programs, some photos. He was a weatherman on Channel 8 for the longest time here in Cleveland, Ohio.
He was an icon around here. Yeah, yes.
So yeah, it was just TV nostalgia.
Go ahead.
We talk about retro TV stuff. We show B movies on our Facebook page, and people get into it. It's cool.
Hey, John Biggins, pass the pita bread and cheese, please. That sounds really good.
Pita bread and cheese?
That sounds actually pretty good.
Add some hummus, and we're good. Pita bread and hummus is so yummy. So good.
Is that Rick Fisher? Is that his the Dorothy Full-Time joke? Remember that one?
Oh, okay.
Remember what happened to Dorothy Full-Time? Dick Goddard.
Okay.
So what are we talking about tonight on the Hangover?
So we have some. I thought it'd be cool to talk about. So we collect things, we resell things, and sometimes we find really creepy things.
We do.
Haunted stuff.
We do.
Just odd things, and we could talk about that. We could talk about haunted places. I was watching a documentary from several years back about Franklin Castle. That's a haunted spot in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
And it's just really fascinating. We used to drive by it all the time, and I used to work with someone that lived right behind the castle, and she said that she would see weird stuff there.
So what's the coolest thing that you found out about it recently?
The coolest thing? Well, last time
scariest thing?
Well, last time we heard that it has been completely renovated. It has new windows. Right. The inside's been fixed up, and there's an apartment, and someone's actually living in it, and they were renting it. And then I think there's a record company that
right.
owns it.
Right, they make 45s, and they have a bunch of archives of sort of like punk and alternative music and stuff like that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and they claim that it's true. It's haunted. They see stuff. They hear things. This was a castle owned by a wealthy family, and then over the years it had different owners, different things going on.
So Ponch says you need an episode on creepy haunted stuff you found thus far. We could do that.
That's a good idea.
We definitely have some of that stuff.
Well, here's
stories.
Here's a creepy thing we could show.
The skull?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is still a mystery, boys and ghouls out there.
This is still a mystery, yeah.
So a good friend of ours and someone who we're going to be working with quite soon again, Joe came into our the shop that we had way back last year that we just closed up recently. But he brought this into the shop. Now it's an old sort of plaster skull. It smells like sulfur.
It does.
It's that plaster of Paris, but there's some kind. I think it smells like sulfur. But anyway, but the weird thing about it is not that it's just an old skull that looks pretty cool. He found it in his attic at the home he lives in, right? Mm-hmm. He found it back in the 70s. It was up in his. He got a home from the 1930s. Okay, so the weird thing isn't the skull. That's weird enough. But the weird thing is this right here, right? You flip it upside down, and there's some sort of a.
It looks like why is it hollow?
And listen, shake it. It sounds like there's.
It sounds like there's stuff in it.
Teeth or something. I don't know.
And I thought, well, maybe that could have been an urn.
That's what we thought.
Maybe there's ashes or teeth or something.
When we put this out there initially, people were saying, well, it's too small to be an urn. And then people said, well, it's to weight it. But this thing is heavy. It's made of like, that's the gypsum, I guess, that makes it smell like sulfur. But it's very heavy. Plaster of Paris is kind of heavy. So why is there, like, it looks like an upside down, like, can, like with a lid. Yeah. Right?
It's really odd.
No, it's a counter. It's a way to hold it down.
John says sulfur. It's straight from hell.
Yeah, the brimstone and sulfur.
That sulfur smell is the smell of hell.
Gypsum. It could be. Then we got some people that said it could have been part of a...
Eric says there's a brain inside.
Well, inside of here, because I know there's not one inside of here.
And then Lois thinks that there are human ashes in there.
There could be. Now, yeah, well, and someone else told us, too, that they thought this was part of a Masonic, like a lodge.
I think that makes the most sense, that maybe it was from one of those, like, secret society type of things. Maybe it was used as a display piece.
Put him back. I can't reach back there.
But regardless of his...
We love him.
We love him. Ooh, there goes my phone.
That didn't have a brain in it.
No, it didn't. But
scan it. That's cool.
But yeah, that's a good idea. But we love this, and he is part of our set permanently.
Forever. Yep. We're not getting rid of him. What was he calling him?
Uric.
Uric.
That's Uric.
Yerk the Skull.
Yes.
Not the most original name, but all right.
No, we like it. I think it's a great
I want to call him Torgo. No, I'm just kidding.
No, not Torgo. Oddfellows, maybe, says Tony.
Who knows? I mean,
Well, and here's the cool thing, back to the Secret Society stuff, the Oddfellows stuff. There are some Oddfellows pieces that are on display at the Buckland Witchcraft Museum here in Cleveland, and some of those pieces are things that Steve bought from us.
That's right.
The
owner of Buckland.
The owner of the Buckland Museum. Him and Jillian.
He and his wife.
He and his wife, yes. But yeah, they're Oddfellows robes, and they're
from all what, like maybe the 1900s or 20s?
From the 1800s.
That far back. Wow.
Yeah. 1800s, maybe early 1900s. Some of them still have the original tag. There was a clothing company in Ohio that actually made all of their robes and like ceremonial coats and things.
They're on display there right now.
Yeah, they are on display there. And I do have a couple Oddfellows robes still on the eBay store.
Yeah, these are ones that we procured through a friend of ours who does auctions and stuff like that.
And
so
he found them.
We found those and we put them on eBay, and Steve just like flipped out and said, boom, I'll buy that one, that one, that one, that one.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it's really like
it's odd.
It's odd, of course. Well, and the fabric and the way everything was made by hand, the stitching.
They looked like theater costumes. They were over the top.
I thought
looking, right?
it could have been like a theater costume thing, but when I looked up that company, a lot of Oddfellows information came up.
That and other people
I don't remember
saying,
the name of the company right now.
Yeah, but other people tell us, hey, those are odd. And then, like I said, when you put them up on eBay, Steve knew exactly what they were. Mm-hmm. There's no question about it.
Ellen Bloom says, I stayed at a haunted hotel in St. Augustine, Florida. Ooh, that sounds like fun. And then Punch says there's a little tiny museum down in Leonardtown, Maryland, southern Maryland, that has a stone with a witch's handprint in the stone.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
That's spooky.
Spooky stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I'm not a real big believer in this stuff, but here's another happening at the shop that we had. We had a painting of the nun from the Conjuring series. Is that what it was from?
Yeah, it was from the Conjuring, and the gentleman who painted it, he said that the painting was cursed.
Right. He gave us a bunch of paintings, and that was one of them.
Yes.
He goes, you know what? You guys can have this one. It's cursed. I don't need anything for it. And we're like, whatever. But it was a long painting of just the head of the nun from the movies, right? The Conjuring, whatever, and the nun. We didn't think anything of it. It was all done in blue tones. It was hanging up at the shop forever. And then one day, it was Janet, myself, and a few other people were standing around talking at the counter.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, it was hanging on the wall. It flew off the wall.
It did. It
twice.
And the door was closed. There was no air coming in, no wind,
no breeze, no draft.
This painting literally
flew off
the wall
onto the ground. Didn't fall straight
just
down.
Like it went like.
Yeah, it projected.
Like that.
It projected from the wall.
It was crazy.
In front onto the floor, not straight down off of like the nail broke or something and it fell down. Not once, but twice. I hung it back up. I'm like, that's kind of freaky. I felt a little weird.
It did it more than twice because there were times where you went to...
I'll talk about that one day.
Oh, okay.
That same
twice that day.
Yeah,
I remember that. But there were other times where, okay, I had it hanging up. He went to go get lunch or had to go out, and then he would come back. And it would jump off the wall. I would get mad and yell at it. I would yell at the painting. I would get so mad because then it would knock off other stuff off the wall too.
So that really did freak us out.
And after a while, I think he pretty much had it like bolted to the wall.
I made sure it wouldn't get off of
We had to make sure it wouldn't jump. Like, okay, you're stuck there. You stay.
The funny thing is to me is like, even though we witnessed that like firsthand, it wasn't like a story told to us.
Yeah.
That made me kind of go, oh, maybe something to it. That was pretty cool. But I thought the funniest thing, or the weirdest thing, is that we had someone come into our shop one time.
Yes.
And they said, hey, do you have anything here that's like kind of haunted or whatever, or cool? No. They didn't even ask that. Do you
have any haunted things?
They didn't even ask that. No. They said, I like that nun painting. It's really weird. And I thought a good selling point would be to tell them, you know what? And by the way, it's haunted. They went, oh, well, then I don't want it. I'm like... Well, then why? That's weird.
I think we ended up giving that painting away when we closed the store because we had that.
Couldn't get rid of it.
I couldn't get rid of it. I thought because it was haunted, someone would want to buy it. Because in the past, I've sold some haunted things.
We had some haunted dolls.
I sold 3 haunted dolls in the time that I had the shop.
And 2 of them were from the same fella.
2 were from the same gentleman. 1 was from somewhere else where they told me the doll creeped him out.
Now, there's a really cool story with the 2 dolls from the same person that we bought. Do you want to tell it?
So there was a flea market vendor that had a haunted doll for sale.
Now, describe how the haunted doll was displayed.
And he had it in this plexiglass type of clear encasement.
Right.
And it looked like he wrote with paint. It said haunted,
right.
Stay away.
All right, so you're thinking bull
And I'm
crap.
like, okay, this looks like some weird gimmick thing.
Right.
So we were asking, well, what's the deal with the doll? And then you tell the story.
Well, we went up and asked him. The first time we didn't get the whole story. It was the second doll that we got the entire story. Because we bought the doll the first time that said haunted on the display case. And it's funny because he goes, you can have the doll, but you can't have the case. It's like, well, then what's going to protect us, you know? Anyway, so we bought the doll. You put it up on eBay, and it sold very quickly to a paranormal investigator, right?
Yes, a paranormal. Actually, I sold a couple dolls to paranormal investigators from out west. I think one was in Nevada and one was in California.
But that first particular one from that
But that
flea
first
market.
one, yeah, and they were asking info on it, and I told them the story and where we got the doll from.
Yeah.
They were hoping to know, like, if it came from a certain house or if
Right.
they knew, like, who actually owned it.
But they wound up buying it.
I didn't have that info, but they ended up buying it. I honestly didn't experience anything with the haunted dolls.
Because we treated them nice.
I was kind of silly with it. I would talk nice to them and say, okay, Dolly, I'm going to set you here.
But see, we ignored that painting. I think that's why it got mad.
Do you think the painting got mad? I didn't give it enough attention.
Yeah, it was ignored, so it acted out.
The painting was the weirdest one. The dolls don't
They
bother
behave.
me as much, and they seem to behave around me.
But they had the better story. So
they did have the better story.
So
yeah.
like maybe a year later, we go back to the same flea market, and it's the same vendor.
Actually, it was like a couple weeks later.
Was it that?
Yeah.
That quick
and he
after?
had another doll.
Whatever. But he had another doll.
And it was in the same case.
It's like, oh, here we go. This guy's just throwing any baby doll he finds. But he told us then, he proceeded to tell us the story behind the dolls. He said, now cue the scary music. He said a friend and he and a friend were cleaning out an attic one time.
Yes.
They had like a house clean out they were doing, and they went to the attic, and they started cleaning the attic out, and they noticed that there were some dolls there. Mm-hmm. And there were dolls, like there were like 5 of them, he said, and they were like in different parts of the attic, like kind of across from each other. And as they cleared out items from the attic, they noticed that there was a pentagram drawn on the floor of the attic, and at each point, at the end of each point of the pentagram, there were one of these dolls.
Jeez. Can you imagine, like, hey, I'm going to go clean out this attic, and then you find that?
I'll tell you what. If that's a made-up story, that's a dang good made-up story.
It is.
And if it's,
it is.
And
we don't know for sure, but...
It needs to be a movie. That's a really cool setup for a movie. Sorry.
Well, you heard it here first.
And we own it.
So, Grimm, you need to write the script.
Already done. Copyright The Mummy and the Monkey 2020. Anyway, so
Hold on, there's some good comments.
All right,
here.
yeah, let's
So
interact.
Gary Smith says,
yes.
There's a local legend where he lives called Gore Orphanage Road, which is more of an urban legend. Supposedly an orphanage burned down and you could still hear the screams of the children.
Not only that, but if I heard if you leave your car there, at this like certain point, they'll push it out and there's like little handprints on the back of your car. I've heard of this.
I've heard of that one too.
It might not be this one, but I've heard of something like that at the orphanage. That could be true.
Naoko says Hanging Ruins Shinsekai.
Ooh.
Shinsekai. Hopefully I said that right. I'm sorry. In Shinsekai, Osaka is a scary place to visit even during the day.
The Hanging Ruins?
Hanging Ruins. I'm going to have to look that up.
That
sounds cool.
What's the forest over there that people commit suicide?
Oh, that's it's near Mount Fuji, right?
Yeah.
There's the suicide forest.
Yes, I know there's a documentary.
Yeah,
on that.
And people say that the woods are haunted.
Sure.
Those woods are cursed.
Oh, you make me want to watch a Michael Butt movie right now.
In reference to our
These
friend's
woods
movie.
is cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Naoko, for that.
Thank you. And there's 45 in the chat right now. 45 of you be watching. Please like the page, like the channel, subscribe.
Yeah, Bobby Harvey.
Like the video.
Bobby Harvey Jr. says, want to know if you knew that that the Variety Theater in Cleveland was haunted. Is that the one up the street here?
People did say that one was haunted. I've never been in there, so I don't know.
Wow, it might be.
Naoko says, where did it go? I saw a comment. Suicide Force is halfway between Osaka and Tokyo, but a little bit south of Tokyo.
Yeah, that's sad. I've seen some stuff from that, so it's really sad.
Yeah, I watched a documentary about it. It's really, that's really scary. The Late Late Horror Show says evening and late night, my
Hello,
friend.
Dino and Ted. How you guys doing?
Hey there, Late Late Horror Show.
Yeah, thanks for all the comments. Wow, really good stuff.
Very cool. I'm
So-
glad
so
everyone's
Robin-
so chatty.
Robin R. says, when I was a kid, one of my dolls got run over by a car. And it was really messed up.
My mom told me that the doll needed even more love, so I renamed her Baby Ugly, and she was my favorite doll.
See, then she was all better. See, that's not bad. That's good. Baby Ugly.
Schultz says, we filmed some of the first Finding Purpose film in a haunted funeral home. We had built some sets in that place. Ooh, a haunted funeral home. Speaking of that, so we have gone to the House of Will's funeral home here in Cleveland, and there's a gentleman that is working on renovating it, and a lot of people say that that place is haunted.
A lot of dead people in that place,
it was creepy to walk through. It did have an eerie feeling for sure.
David Waldman says the Mansfield Reformatory is haunted, no doubt. Yeah, I heard if you stay in there long enough, you hear all kinds of weird sounds and things,
Yeah, and the movie Shawshank Redemption was filmed there.
They still give tours there, too.
And they still give tours there. So for the out-of-town friends, you can look up videos on the Mansfield Reformatory.
Now, here's one that I had a personal story with. I think it's called, something Ralph, like Weird Ralph.
I don't remember because you had a friend mail that to you,
So
right?
a friend of mine, that I worked with way back in the day at Hallmark Cards, believe it or not. John sent this to me, and he goes, you know what? He saw us doing this stuff early on. He goes, I'll send you some cool stuff if you want it. He goes, I got to get rid of this thing because it's creeped me out. But
what did he say it was doing?
He said it would just kind of move around. So okay, I'm like, okay, whatever. I said, yeah, send it to me, man. And so he sent me this thing. It's it's like a Mad Balls knockoff toy. I think it's called like Weird Ralph or something like that.
He is weird.
But
his eye just popped up.
So he sends me this thing with a bunch of other weird stuff and some voodoo fetish stuff he sent us and everything. Pretty cool. I don't know where that stuff is. We gotta find that.
Oh, it's in one of our props boxes, I think.
But he sent me this guy, right? And I left it up on this exact...
that same shelf.
We were in a different place at the time, but I put it on top of the shelf here. We were getting ready to go out one night. It was in my old apartment.
Yes, I remember this too well.
This was... The nun thing, the painting didn't faze me at all.
So this was in a separate room.
Freaked me out.
He had the door closed to keep the cat out of there.
Right.
We go out for a little bit.
I had 2 cats at the time. Okay, whatever. Or 1. I don't remember. 1 or 2. Doesn't matter.
But the door was shut. It was closed.
So we're getting ready. We're having a couple drinks. Got that music going. We're having a good time. We're just gonna go right down. I lived above a nightclub. It was a good thing. I open up the damn door. And this thing is laying on the floor
in the hallway,
right up at me. I physically stopped.
I think he jumped out of his skin.
I didn't. I froze. I got that weird feeling. I got that weird, like the hairs, even though I'm bald. No, you
got your awesome hairdo there.
The hairs on the back of my neck stood up. Literally, I got quiet. I felt like I turned white as a ghost. I'm like.
And then he's like, you gotta see this.
I said, please come here.
I'm like, what's wrong? I go and this thing is in the hallway. The door is open and you could tell it was doing some traveling on its own.
Yeah, because it actually was like it was like at least 5 to 6 feet away from this thing.
Yeah, it was really freaky. But
I don't think it's heavy enough. I think it's not light enough for a cat to bop around. So
no, and those cats, they
were older.
They were older cats.
And I don't know how they would grab that off of a shelf with all the other crap that was on there.
You'll laugh at me, but I have talked to that thing saying, you behave, you stay still.
Well, whatever you're saying to it, it's working because I haven't seen it since moving.
And then I said, you belong here. This is our set. This is your home.
Yeah, but my friend Jonathan said that thing would move around.
I was trying to talk nice to it.
He said it would move around. So whatever you said to it, it worked.
Yeah, we have not seen him move or act out since. Every now and then, if I put him on there, he'll like wobble over.
This is a comment.
And it takes a little bit to get him to stay still on the shelf.
I'm going to reply to Jenny Delaney. Did I scream? I couldn't. I was so shocked. Like inside, I was screaming. Like I was screaming loud.
Yeah.
But I froze up. I never felt that way ever in my life before. That was really weird.
Buckaroo Brothers commented, there was a haunted record store on K Street in Sacramento. Now it's a coffee shop. It used to be a tower, an old and a Victorian woman's spirit was there. So I guess it's a coffee shop, but it was like a haunted tower and record store. So that's interesting.
Bobby Harvey, where's everybody at?
Hi, Bobby.
They're right here, Bobby.
We're all here. There's like 50 people here just about. That's
cool
really
with
good
that,
for YouTube. With YouTube, it seems, for us anyway, we were trying to build it up and get more of a following, because it seems like Facebook, it's just so easy for all these people to watch.
Yeah, but I tell you what, even though
we love both, though.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I think one of the most scariest things that ever happened to me, personally, was whenever it happened every other Friday.
Yeah.
Yep, when I would get my paycheck and open it up, and half of it was gone. What the? Oh my God! There's nothing more heart-wrenching and mortifying than that, right?
That is scary, huh?
We're getting close to tax time too, everybody. So sorry about that. Bring that up.
And Bobby James says, I used to live in a haunted house. Elderly woman was seen at the bottom of the stairs a few times.
Oh Lord.
Woo!
How do you put up with that? I mean, that's just crazy. I know they can't really. I used to actually. I grew up next to a funeral home, and I didn't see anything. You would think that, you know.
You never saw anything?
No, not that I can remember. Maybe we were. I don't know. No.
Wow.
Not a thing.
Now I remember, like, when I had cats that would pass away. Shortly after, sometimes I would. You know, when a cat walks by and they'll like put their tail on your leg, where you'll feel like the tail brush on your leg. I felt that a couple times, and that was shortly after my cat Buster passed away. This was a long time ago. What?
No, go ahead. I'll tell you.
And then when our cat Zooey was put to sleep.
Oh.
Actually, I'll go get that real quick.
Music box. Lois says, tax time, that's the scariest thing you've said tonight. Don't I know it? Don't we all know it, Lois? It's craziness. Yeah, the Torso Murders, David Waldman. It happened here in the 1930s. Kingsbury Run, matter of fact. Yeah, that was some really creepy stuff. They still don't even know who did those things. They were surgically done. They actually pretty much attacked people that were homeless at the time. But anyway,
So this we picked up at a thrift shop, and I bought this maybe a few months before Zooey died, and after he died, this music box was like moving on its own.
Yeah, I gave that to you for him, right?
You gave that to me. You found it at the thrift store for me. That's right.
And we put a little vial of his hair in there.
Yeah, his hair is taped to the witch. And I would joke, I would say, well, that's me when I'm really, really old and mummified with a black cat, because we always have a black cat. So, and yeah, it went off on its own a couple of times like it was playing music. It was weird.
I like the call back from Raymond Tryanovich. He goes, what the buck?
What the buck? Yes.
Nice.
And this was only $1.81. Oh, did it just...
There it goes. There's Zooey. Oh. All right, take it easy. Don't get... Well, it's a music box. You probably turned the gear on the back. So.
That's weird.
Zooey's here with us.
Oh. Yikes.
You almost lost it right there on live internet. I just whacked myself in the nuts.
Oh, jeez. Late Horse Show says, my black cat Azrael passed away, and for a month after, I would feel him jump up on my bed, same time each night.
I have heard that story probably more than any other like consistent thing about when a pet dies, especially a cat, that you can feel. My mother even has told me that story. My Mama Gorri.
Monkey.
Yeah, Mama Monkey has told me that. Yeah, after one of her pets passed away, you could feel the feeling of them laying on the bed, like by your feet or wherever they used to lay. Yeah, I mean, I think I felt that once after one of my cats died. So there could be something. I definitely have another story that I can't. Well, I could tell it, but who cares ultimately? But it was a coincidental thing.
Well, let's read a comment. Gary Smith says the Lorraine Palace Theater is haunted. They had some paranormal investigators there a couple of years ago who made a film and were able to get voices on their recorders.
Ooh.
And Lois says she's had that too, where a cat would jump up on the bed, but there was no cat there. I'm sure it was the same kind of thing. that one of our late cats was checking up on us.
Yeah, one time I did some stand-up open mic comedy, and I swear that the whole audience was haunted because they kept going, boo, 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 boo. Sorry.
Boo.
And I'm sure out there they're now going,
Out there they're going,
boo. This is the opposite of last week, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm so glad this week's going more smooth.
We don't know what happened in last week's episode.
It was all snafu.
You know, it was a shit plus tea show.
It was all food
No,
bar.
it wasn't even that. It was a diarrhea show. It was bad.
It was really bad.
It was a shart show is what it was.
Sean says, I live in the Collinwood Arts Center in Toledo, formerly
known as Prince.
the St. Ursula Catholic Girls' School. Until then, I didn't believe in ghosts.
Right.
Nuns hang around. Ooh, that's creepy. That makes me think of that nun painting.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of booze now. Well, I'm used to it. That's okay.
Trying to think what else. We found teeth.
You just trying to? I'm gonna rescue those teeth.
Yeah, like he found teeth in the garbage.
Yeah.
Like human teeth.
I think they're from dead people teeth.
And then what else? Just some odd things, like weird taxidermy things.
You've bought bones.
That I've bought and sold.
Not
like
people's bones.
Animal bones. Yeah, and new taxidermy I don't buy. New fur I don't buy. But sometimes we'll find vintage taxidermy or vintage animal skulls.
Yeah.
Where
some
it's
hair stuff, people's hair.
Oh, so that's something I have not found, but other pickers have found. The Victorian hair wreaths. The mourning jewelry.
Hair jewelry, yeah, mourning jewelry.
So Victorian era, you know, they didn't have a lot of pictures or video. They didn't have what the technology we have now, obviously. So a way to remember their loved ones, they would take a lock of hair and turn it into what?
I was having a flashback.
Oh, okay.
Of our friend.
They would take a lock of hair and turn the hair into like.
To remember them by.
Yeah, like these intricate like hair wreaths. They would have like a brooch or a locket with a piece of their hair. That stuff is super hard to find, super valuable. So it's a bolo item. Be on the lookout. And some of those things could be haunted. I mean, it's human hair. It came from someone.
A couple quick things. John Soto says, "Are you still going to do behind the screens?" We should actually do a behind the screens.
Oh, a living the screen. We should.
No, the audio thing we did. Behind the screens. Wasn't that what it was?
The podcast.
That was Living the Scream. It
was called Living the Scream.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then Bobby Harvey Jr. has a story because he had a dog that passed about 6 years ago. And a few months after that, he was watching Ghost Adventures on TV by himself, and he heard the panting of a dog, but there was no one around.
Oh.
Wow, that's weird. That is weird, Bobby.
Bobby, okay, that's the same comments. Ooh, behind the screen, says Ellen. Yeah, for a while we were doing like a podcast thing on YouTube, and we called it Living the Scream, the behind the scenes of the Mummy and the Monkey show. Now we just seem to talk about things on the Harry Scary Hangover and in the Monster Hustle videos.
Right, and that can be found on our YouTube stuff.
Right here on our YouTube channel.
It's a different
playlist,
yeah.
But it'll show up on the channel. Yeah, so...
Behind the Scream. It was Living the Screams. But,
Living the Scream.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, that's what we were saying. Someone keeps saying Behind the Screams.
Oh, okay.
But same thing.
Same idea.
Living the dream, living the screams, behind the scenes, behind the screams.
So remember, if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button and click the little bell. That way you get notifications right away when we go live like this or when we upload a new video. I'm trying to get a new video uploaded like every other day. I was trying to do the everyday video thing and it was just too tough.
Yeah,
too much going on.
Sean said the podcast was great. You know, we had a lot of fun doing it. It was, I don't know why we stopped doing it. Because we got caught up in the video stuff, right?
Yeah, the video stuff. So it's what we do now, like with the behind the scenes, is kind of like a little video podcast. So yeah, we'll just try to get more content out there, and hopefully that's good enough for you.
Meatball Machine.
Meatball Machine. Yeah, that movie we still need to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naoko turned us on to that movie.
Right.
Yeah, we saw the trailer for it on YouTube. It looks crazy. It looks really cool.
We still need to see the movie that with the Japanese horror movie where there's like a school bus load of schoolgirls going down the road and then something shears off the top of it.
Yeah.
And everyone's head gets cut off. Oh, it looks so good.
I don't know what movie that's from.
If anyone knows what we're talking about, let us know so we can find it and watch it.
Late Late Horror Show says, I do miss the audio podcasts, Living the Scream you guys did.
Does he still do audio podcasts?
Are you still doing the audio podcast, Dino? Maybe we should try that again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. We could do it. Now that that was a transitionary period for us, too. We were kind of doing, still doing live video. I mean, our pre-recorded stuff at the time, I think.
I think that might have been right around yeah, we were doing recorded stuff and then we were trying to get into the live stream.
And let's face it, it's the only way we're going to be able to do a nude show because we did the naked podcast.
Yes, one time we did have a naked podcast, but it was all audio.
Right. So get it?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Maybe
yeah.
not.
It was just to be funny.
It worked out.
We put that out there.
We were naked. All right. True to form.
Yes. Any other fun comments?
Someone was commenting on, someone said they saw that Meatball Machine, maybe.
Yeah, Meatball Machine. I need to see
Yeah,
that still.
we
We
did.
did watch Momo finally.
Yes.
We did watch Momo the Missouri Monster
Yeah,
by
Seth Breedlove and the crew there.
Seth and his crew. Small Town Monsters is his production company. He puts out a lot of cool cryptid documentaries, and I had the opportunity and the pleasure of being in the Momo movie. With
You're in the first scene.
I'm in a reenactment scene with Elizabeth Saint.
It came out very good.
So she's a lovely lady to work with. It was a lot of fun.
It was great because I got to see the whole thing get shot, and what you see on screen, it's like that old Hollywood thing. It doesn't look anything like what they shot. I mean, in a good way. It's like
their editing
they blended
skills
it perfectly.
are way awesome.
You're sitting.
So we can learn some things from them.
Yeah, and all that's shown in they do have the extras on the end. They have the making of, and you get to see you and Elizabeth sitting in that parked Bug, the Volkswagen Bug.
That car was so cute.
In front of a green screen, and that's all you did, and you guys talked. You did your lines, and then they did all the other, the visual magic. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because with Momo the Missouri Monster, it's half documentary and half
kind of a
cheesy B-movie, kind of like Legend of Boggy Creek.
But it's hosted by a cryptid
then,
hunter.
Yeah,
right?
and then they have like a cryptid investigator.
Right.
Like a mock cryptid investigator that's like interviewing these people.
Basically, and they're kind of hosting the movie that's a movie. It's kind of interesting. It's like
a
concept.
movie and documentary put together with a host in between.
We sat there going, wow, this is a pretty good idea.
It's a really clever idea, and it was put together really nice.
Clever is what I would do.
Yeah, and I feel bad, like we missed the premiere of it down in Canton when they had it playing in the theater.
But we were doing our show. We had to appeal to our fans.
But we had to be there for you guys watching.
But we got to finally watch it. Thank you, Seth, for sending that to us.
Yes, thank you. And he did send us a Momo poster.
He did. Very, very, and some stickers too.
Oh, cool.
We got some Missouri Monster.
Very cool.
So it's all good. And if you can check it out, look up Momo, M-O-M-O, the Missouri Monster.
Momo, the Missouri Monster. Yes.
Yeah, they have it available on DVD. I think you can watch it on Amazon. I don't know where it's available as far as streaming, but please check it out.
I think it is on Amazon, yeah.
It's very good. It's very, very good.
Ponch says, sounds similar to the Blair Witch Project. It's way better than Blair Witch.
I like Blair Witch a lot, too, though.
I didn't like Blair Witch because I don't like how shaky the camera is.
But they started that. Everyone else after that...
Yeah, that drives me nuts. It makes me nauseous.
Yeah, it was a good concept. It was different sort of filmmaking. Kind of groundbreaking in that way. Or groundbreaking. I liked it. The stuff in between other people that did the found footage thing.
Ellen said she might have the school bus movie.
What's it called?
Tag is the movie.
Naoko, look.
It's called Tag?
Naoko sent us that, but can you translate that? Kanji?
No. I know of some Japanese words. I know a little bit. I did take a couple of years of Japanese language when I was a younger ghoul in college.
When are we going to go to Japan?
I would love to visit Japan.
We should go as the Mummy and the Monkey.
We should go as the Mummy and the Monkey and go shopping with Naoko.
We would. Definitely. We went to Germany like this. We did go to Germany.
And they were laughing at us. It was funny.
They didn't know what to think. I mean, but it was a week before fashion.
Yeah, fashion is kind of like the German Halloween. It's
Mardi Gras Halloween.
Kind of like a Mardi Gras Halloween party. And we were
It wasn't
there.
Ringu, no.
We were there like a month before Fashion, and I think maybe they just thought we were dumb tourists and that we were dressed in costume too soon, because there were shop owners that would like stare at us as we would walk by and they would just laugh.
So it must be Tag is the name of the movie.
So Tag is the school
That's
bus
easy to
movie.
remember. We'll look it up.
Okay.
It looks really wild.
Arigato.
Arigato.
Very cool. Yeah, we'll have to look
lots
that
of good,
up.
Lots of good comments tonight. It's a good vibe tonight. We're having a good time.
Yeah, this is great.
We pushed through the nice movie. Janet got a little bit of a, what did you get, like a little allergy attack?
Yeah, I had an allergy attack, and I noticed this has happened on other times too, and it seems to always happen in the studio. I have some dried dead flowers here. We have some antique couches and chairs here. So I'm thinking, like, what is in this room that's making me sneeze?
Me!
Well, you're very furry.
That's right.
Maybe I'm allergic to ape
But I
men.
don't shed, really.
We shed a little bit, but you're okay.
I'm alright.
So there's something in here that's maybe something old and dusty, or, so I had to take an allergy thing, and yeah.
Feeling better, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not so stuffy right now, not sneezing right now, so that's good.
If you ever go to China, just don't eat the bat soup.
Bat soup?
But that's my favorite.
Oh, bats are too cute to eat. I could not eat a bat.
David Bowman says, Mummy dust.
Mummy dust. It could be mummy dust.
Mummy dust. We know that ghost reference.
That's a great ghost song.
Could it be the skull? Could be.
Yeah, maybe the skull made me sneeze. Uric.
You sound like the SNL skit of Regis and Kathleen. Well.
Uric, did you make me sneeze?
Yes, I did. I admit it. I did it.
Stop making me sneeze.
Ape dander is a killer. Well, you're right. It's not the best. I'd say, you can do better.
So yeah, there's times in here where we're shooting a video or we're here going live and yeah, I just get real stuffed up and start sneezing. What are the other comments? The skull, says Raven.
The skull. Woo! Yeah, this is definitely... Last week was kind of like chaotic and hectic. I don't know.
Coronavirus, kung flu.
Oh,
geez.
it's a coronavirus. Stay away. I'll see you later. Coronavirus.
No, we have not visited. No.
You don't get that from drinking Corona beers, right?
Yeah, hopefully that's not from drinking Corona beer.
I haven't drank Corona beer in a while, so I don't know.
Well, we hope that that whole virus thing gets under control and
Yeah,
everyone
kinda,
feels
sorta.
better.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. Well, and the flu's around too.
The cat,
That's
monkey
so fun.
flakes, haunted nose.
Haunted. Yeah, maybe my nose is haunted.
Kung flu. Nice. I like that one. The kung flu.
It's funny.
Wow.
That is.
That's the line of the night. You got the kung flu.
Kung flu.
Nice.
So yeah, we talked about the haunted dolls, the haunted painting.
You're trying to come like a haunted theme tonight, right? Like
Yeah,
scary
my
stuff.
theme was haunted and spooky stuff, scary haunted stories and things like that.
I think Naoko started something with the kung flu. Nice.
Sometimes I've scared myself here in the studio when all the lights are off and we have our mannequins and monster faces.
Womanekins too.
And the mannequins. I would walk through here and you see these faces and it's like, ugh.
Hey, that mummy mask that you have, where's that thing?
Oh, he's over
That
there.
Don Post
He's
one?
creepy.
That one is just so proportionally perfect. And when it's sitting in the back there,
yeah, because
you look down the hallway, it looks like there's someone sitting there looking at you, and that always freaks me out. Coming out of the bathroom, I just took a dump, and now I'm going to take a dump right there on the floor by getting freaked out. Here's Kung Poo.
Oh no! Ah. So yeah, he's actually over there. I don't know if I can reach him. Maybe I'll show him next week.
Yeah, he's all right.
But yeah, I have a mummy mask that's Don Post, and it's like the actual Universal Studios.
It's like the Twilight Zone.
It's a super collectible mask. It's really cool, but yeah, he's creepy. He's creepy looking.
Richard Taylor is fighting a cold with brandy.
Oh, there you go.
And he just doesn't care about his cold. That's how you do it, brother.
Hey, whatever
Feel
works,
better
right?
soon. All right, I'll have a little bit of a a little toss back here for you.
Feel better soon.
Wow.
Gary says, ever think of calling the skull Oxnard?
Well,
maybe that could be his last name. Maybe he could be
Uric Oxnard.
Uric Oxnard.
The second.
The second, yeah.
Whatever.
So this is Uric Oxnard now.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Gary Smith. And thank you, Joe Outlaw, for giving us the skull.
You got two different kind of stockings on tonight.
I do. They don't match.
Let's show everybody.
So I have Well, they're there. You can see them. I have my fishnet.
You want good
tights
ratings
on,
or what?
and they don't match. So yeah.
Oh, you got bare feet.
Well, I took those shoes off. We're on the couch. We're comfy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh my! And my battery's dying on my phone.
Uh-oh. Oh my.
This broadcast brought to you by Drug Mart Popcorn, says James.
Ooh, right here.
You've got your Drug Mart popcorn, right?
That's right. It's inside of here.
There you go.
Ah, it's really good.
Let me have a bite.
It is really good popcorn. This is the natural kind. To me, it has enough butter and salt on it. I can't imagine like the theater popcorn. Oh my gosh. But this is only $1 for 3 packs at Drug Mart at any given time.
Very good.
Not too shabby for microwave popcorn.
Well, I think we should probably wrap it up. It is
Aw.
1 a.m. So happy Saturday, everybody.
That's right. That's right. Happy Saturday. Hope you have a good weekend planned. I know we're going to do some stuff. Going to have some fun. Try to anyway.
Yes, and work on stuff too.
We're taking next week off, right?
I think we are going to take next Friday off.
But you never know.
But we might still go live on YouTube or
Right.
something. We'll figure it out.
We'll see how we feel.
Because Grimm's birthday is Tuesday.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to take a little bit of time off to go and hang out.
Right. The boss. Okay. Anyway.
So, to go travel and take some time
Right.
off.
That's what that means, right? It doesn't mean that?
To go bum around. I don't know. So anyways, good night, good fright, everybody, and thank you for hanging with us. And
Yes.
we will be back on YouTube next Friday. Facebook is kind of up in the air, but follow our pages, and like always, stay tuned.
That's right. And until we see you next time, see you later, alligators. We'll see you next time, whenever that is, on the Mummy and the Monkeys Harry
Scary
Hangover.
Hangover.
Oh my Lord! Where's the Alka-Seltzer? Where's the ibuprofen? Where's the Gatorade? I need to get feeling better, y'all.
Oh, tired.
All right, and how do I end this thing?
You click end.
Like that right there?
That big red shiny button.
Bop.